All right, we're going to continue talking about rigging characters and talk about the bone tool and some of what you can do with it. Now, a lot of the tutorials you're going to see have people using the bone tool to create a fully rigged character within Adobe Animate. And that can work if you build a character the right way, but the way I built this guy, he's not going to cooperate as well. And I find that a lot of what you're going to build is not going to cooperate with the bone tool because you have to build it a very specific way. So really, what I have to say is that I just rig different parts of my character. I try not to connect everything. So let's talk about the shoulder and the arm the same way we did in the last video and how that would work. Now I have a trick that I've reserved to show you, which is to create a little invisible pivot point. So basically you can draw a shape and put it on its own layer. And our layers are about to turn into a train wreck, by the way. That's one of the problems that... It's not a problem, it's just something that this tool does. But let's say that this is going to be my pivot point. Basically, I know this doesn't make any sense yet, but it will in a minute. I'm going to convert this into a symbol. Press F8 or whatever. Make sure it's got a color. Later on we'll get rid of it. So we'll say invisible ball. How's that? Doesn't matter. Or pivot point. Whatever. Later on we're going to go make that thing... we're going to make it go away. We're going to take the transparency down to 0. But for now it's what we need. So basically I'm going to set this thing out of the way. Right? In it. And connect this to that to this. Now, the pivot points on these have been moved. They were moved in the tweening video I made before this one. And let me, if you didn't watch that video, forgive the confusion, but what I did is I actually moved the pivot point like that. So it was kind of in a location I liked a little bit more. In this case, though, it's not really essential that I leave the pivots there, but I'm going to, whatever. I'm going to move this guy down here and bring him to the front. The pivot, that is. I'm pressing the control, but it's not the control up key. That should have done it. Yeah, that's weird. The layer, it should have moved there. Just out of curiosity. Don't mean to make the video boring, but yeah, control up and control down should work. That's strange. My keyboard's not working right, I guess. Whatever. Here we go. The bone tool. Here it is. It looks like a bone. Okay? So here's the bone tool. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to start here. And this will bring this piece to the front. So that's where we start. I'm going to go hit this pivot point right there, which is the one I set up. And then I'll hit this invisible point right there. Now that's going to create what's called an armature. And all the layers where I like the pivot one right here, see how it's empty? It's empty. I'll delete it. The right forearm, it's empty. I can get rid of that. Okay, and if I use just the regular old move tool, this should all be connected. Check that out. Nice. Cool, right? Now if you try to connect everything, get ready for trouble. But if you just want to connect this, that's just fine. And you could connect other pieces the same way, but the head, the shoulder, the whole body and everything creates a little bit of a mess. Even though it's super convenient and it's much better that way, I will tell you Animate's not 100% cooperative. How does this work? Well, really, it's pretty simple. It's very motion tween based. I'll go out here to 3 seconds. And, well, by the way, you probably like, I don't like that pink thing, Eugene. How do I get rid of it? Well, go to the library, double click the invisible ball to open it, and then just set the fill to nothing. They go back out here and it's gone, right? It's still doing its job though. It's giving me that extra point that I needed to make this work. All right. So I'll go out here to 3 seconds again. Insert a frame. Well, actually, for all these, I don't want all these to disappear. I'll insert a frame. Again, I'm not going to rig everything. Right shoulder has a classic tween on it for some reason. I'll turn that off. Okay, great. So let's say on frame 1, his arm's down here at his side. Then let's say he's going to kind of move his arm back for a little punch or something like that. So we'll say in the middle on frame 12, 13 doesn't really matter. We'll have this move back. And not too far, but let's say like that. So check that out. Then right here, we'll move forward. All right, so it goes back, moves forward. See that? And we'll take it all the way up to his chin. Right? There we go. He's thinking there for a minute. Then we're going to pause right there. All right, so this is sort of the anticipation. His arm rolls back. This is just us being dramatic. And then it moves forward. So it's like he's engaging the arm, and then he moves it forward, and then he touches his chin. This is pretty cool, right? So I'll press Control Enter. There he is. So the head rig could be a classic motion tween if you wanted to. So you could kind of combine these together. You know, for the arm, that worked pretty conveniently, right? So there you have it. I'll go in more detail in a different video.